So this morning, let's talk about your epic tale, the tale that is your life journey. From 30,000 feet, it looks like your life is just one long, continuous journey. If we back up even further, that simple little dash on your tombstone between the date of your birth and the date of your death. But if you zoom in, you realize that this epic journey is comprised of many what are called eras. And nestled inside those eras are what are called mini adventures. Those mini adventures strung together create eras, long spans of time that mark major thresholds that one crosses over through a lifetime. These eras put together end to end, which might be months or years or decades in length each, combine to create this epic tale in totality, a continuous arc of transformation that keeps you growing, developing, and becoming wiser and more assured in who you are. So here's what's exciting about understanding your epic tale this way. First of all, you can have lots of little mini adventures, and those mini adventures do not need to define your life. They can just be that, little adventures within an era. Experiments, things to just try. But if they don't work out, they don't need to define your life. And what's also exciting is an era is just that, a simple defined span of time. And you can end an era and make yourself completely anew in a new era anytime. Take the life journey of Steve Jobs, for instance. At a 30,000 foot view, you'd say he was the guy who built the most valuable company on earth under his leadership. But if you zoom in, you see all these separate eras that he went through. And then inside those eras are these little mini adventures that he took as well. There is the Reed College era, where he happened on a calligraphy course that grabbed his fascination with font types and inspired much of the user interface of something that would become a future era. While working at Atari, he took a mini adventure to India to find spiritual enlightenment. There was also the mini adventure where he experimented with LSD and other psychedelics. He lived in a commune for a mini adventure. He started to study Zen Buddhism as another little mini adventure. Another era began when he and Wozniak started the Homebrew Computer Club, which spawned the beginning of Apple Computer and the first Apple II. That era led into the next era that put he and Apple on the map, the Macintosh era. And then yet another was forced upon him when he was kicked out of his own company. And that's when Steve started the era of Next and Pixar and his involvement with Disney. Then a new era was born when he went back into Apple in 1997, and a series of mini adventures were launched inside that era, namely the iPod, the iPhone, the iPad, and retail. And then there was the era in which he battled with illness. And then his dash. His epic tale came to an end on October 5th, 2011. Understanding life like this to me is liberating in three ways. One, nothing needs to be life-defining. The definition of your life will be the collection of multiple eras. And you really, unless you do something memorably horrific, you will be remembered for one or two eras of your life that were most successful. I mean, let's look at Steve, right? He had some weird, if not downright bad eras. Yet the world knows him for the couple of eras in which he crushed it in. That means you get a bunch of eras to screw it up and fail, and you can still be remembered for your successes. That kind of takes the pressure off, right? Secondly, you can always end and begin again in a new era, anytime you want. That's freeing to me. If you don't like the era that you're in, end it. Begin a new era. You don't need to restart your life, just the era that you're in your life right now. And number three, we should have more mini adventures, and seeing them as such, just mini adventures. Sometimes I think I get hung up on the idea that everything has to be so important and completely in alignment with who I am and who I want to be perceived to be. And that can be very restricting. It keeps me from going outside of my boundaries, from trying, from experimenting, from challenging my own preconceived ideas about who I am. But seeing attempts at trying or doing something that's not typical as just a mini adventure, well, that opens up the fields of options immensely. So, what mini adventure have you always wanted to take? Something you've always wanted to try, a hobby or a skill that you've always wanted to develop, something out of the ordinary for you. Tell us what that is in the comments below. Then tell us what you're gonna do about it starting today.